Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. For some reason, my camera is not focused right now, so let me sort that out. That should refocus it, hopefully. There we go. Let's start again, shall we? Yes, people, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are here for some breaking news, which feels real significant. It feels real. This is something that we've heard mooted for a long time. We've heard discussed for a long time. We've heard different rumors, different allegations, different stories in relation to a potential new Champions League type format, a European Super League where it will be fixed clubs competing year in, year out for the main European competition, or at least that's what it would become midweek, simultaneously with the Premier League and everything. So this would be replacing the Champions League. And we'd heard this mooted for long. The Super League this, the Super League that, United and Real Madrid and Liverpool and Barcelona and AC Milan and like all these clubs meeting to discuss these things. We've heard it for so long. Never did I think we'd get to this point where it would be actually real, where we would see the actual Americanization of football, of European football. It's turning into some type of NBA style format, some NFL style format, where no teams can be relegated, where no teams can drop out of the competition, where it becomes a monopoly of clubs, where the rich get richer and the others, they're not even in the competition, so they're not getting poorer, they're just not getting nothing. An absolutely phenomenal, groundbreaking, sport changing, football changing potentially, decision being made by these clubs. I say by these clubs, it's not by these clubs. When we say Manchester United, people think of Manchester United and their history in their European competition. People think of Manchester United and their 3 European Cups and, the Munich air disaster and Alex Ferguson, Sir Matt Busby and all these great things about Manchester United. And obviously the disaster wasn't great, but something that built Manchester United, something that was, the foundations of this club, something that you really, the things that you think of Manchester United when you say that name. When I say that in this instance, when I say that in relation to the Super League, I am not talking about all of that. I am talking about the Glazers, the leeches that we have known of all this time. The reason we have the green and gold scarves, we are talking about the Glazers, someone that has been a problem to Manchester United for a long time. When we talk about Liverpool, we are not talking about their history. Yes, there are rivals. Yes, we hate them, all that kind of stuff. But when we talk about Liverpool in this instance, we are not talking about Liverpool. We are talking about their American owners and John W. Henry. When we talk about Real Madrid, we're not talking about them. We're talking about the suits in the boardroom. Florentino Perez pulling the strings. We're not talking about the sustained history of these clubs. We're not talking about the fan bases. We're talking about these people who made those decisions. We're not talking about the clubs. Although, obviously, we have to speak about the clubs because the clubs are those that are impacted. The clubs are those that are affected. And whilst Manchester United, whilst Liverpool, whilst Real Madrid, whilst Barcelona, whilst all these clubs want to front and say that this is for the best of football, it is not for the best of football. It is for the best or the betterment of these guys' back pockets. It's for the betterment of their bank balance. And you think, as a Man United fan, we've grown disillusioned at the running of our club. Do you think that's going to improve when we're guaranteed European competition? They don't have to worry about having to earn top 4 anymore because you are given it. And fans will think, United fans will be happy, Liverpool fans will be happy, maybe Real Madrid fans. They're not going to be happy about this. It kills competition. It kills the sport. It kills the pyramid. It kills all hope of a Leicester City winning the league and being in the European Cup the next year. It doesn't happen. Let's read some of the statements that have come out. So for you guys that don't know, we can, get the story out there for you before I give you more of my opinion. Thank you to Duncan and Tammy Hawkins for the super chat. I am gutted for our manager. Look at the legendary season that he capped off for this club. I wouldn't call it legendary, but now all thrown in the Hun. Taron Campling with a super chat as well, although the message was retracted. Thank you for getting involved. Let's look at the story that broke. UEFA and Premier League, by the way, have blasted these plans, and they will act, and we'll talk about that. But Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United and Tottenham have agreed to join a breakaway European Super League. How the hell is it a European Super League with Arsenal and Tottenham? And even Man City. Never won the trophy in their lives, but somehow they're in the Super League. How does that make sense? It's not a Super League if Tottenham are in it. The new format has been put forward as a rival to the Champions League, but not as a replacement to the domestic leagues. So it's important to make that clear. This is not a replacement for the Premier League, although the Premier League's action may be to kick these clubs out of their competition, which could be interesting. The 6 Premier League clubs will be joined by AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juventus and Real Madrid. 3 more clubs could join for the inaugural season, which will commence as soon as practicable. A statement today read, 12 of Europe's leading football... By the way, Inter Milan but not AC. What's all that about? It's not the European Super League if Bayern Munich ain't there and AC Milan ain't. Like, what the hell is this? 12 of Europe's leading football clubs have today come together to announce they have agreed to establish a new midweek competition, the Super League. That's what it's called on the thumbnail. That's the logo. Governed by its founding clubs. AC Milan, Arsenal FC, the fucking cheek. Atletico Madrid, Chelsea FC, FC Barcelona, FC Internazionale Milano, Juventus, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United. Funny how they don't put the FC on Manchester United because the bastards dropped it. Real Madrid CF, Tottenham Hotspur. How the fuck are Tottenham Hotspur there? Have all joined as founding clubs. It is anticipated that a further 3 clubs will join ahead of the inaugural season, which is intended to commence as soon as practicable. Going forward, the founding clubs look forward to holding discussions with UEFA and FIFA to work together in partnership to deliver the best outcomes for the new league, and for football as a whole for their back pockets, reads. The formation of the Super League comes at a time when the global pandemic has accelerated the instability in the existing European football economic model. So yeah, I know what we'll do is we'll make a brand new competition which excludes every other fucker, which devalues every other national league around the scene. Because does the Premier League become valuable when you don't have a top 4 race, when you don't have people fighting for those Champions League spots? You know, when you could win the league like Leicester City and not even be in the main European competition. Does the Premier League matter then? Do you get the same TV revenues? No. You're cutting your nose off to spite. It doesn't make sense. Oh man. Further, for a number of years, the founding clubs have had the objective of improving the quality and intensity of existing European competitions throughout each season and of creating a format for top clubs and players to compete on a regular basis. The pandemic has shown that a strategic vision and sustainable commercial approach are required to enhance value and support for the benefit of the entire European football pyramid. In recent months, extensive dialogue has taken place with football stakeholders, the fans weren't a part of that, although we're one of the main stakeholders, regarding the future format, or at least we hope we are, we're not. The future format of European competitions. The founding clubs believe the solutions proposed following these talks do not solve fundamental issues, including the need to provide higher quality matches and additional financial resources for the overall football pyramid. And then you had quotes from Florentino Perez saying it will help football at every level. Bollocks. You had Andre Agnelli of Juventus saying our 12 football founder clubs represents billions of fans across the globe. Bollocks, you're not representing us with these decisions that you're making. That's absolute tripe. Joe Glazer, who's nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be heard when it comes to Manchester United, all of a sudden has got a fucking voice when it comes to making money around Manchester United, says by bringing together the world's greatest clubs and players to play each other throughout the season, the Super League will open a new chapter for European football, ensuring world-class competitions and facilities and increased financial support for the wider football pyramid. I tell you what that sounds like. The Premier League and the Champions League, you fucking bellend. What are you like doing? This is the same guy that pretends that the Glazers help Manchester United get to where they are at the moment. Even though we achieved those things in spite of the Glazers, not because of the Glazers. Now they're bringing us a new Super League and basically selling it to us like it's the Champions League or the Premier League. Talking utter rubbish. We already have that. Bringing together the world's greatest clubs and players. Huh? We played... Who did we play this in the last couple of years in the Champions? Well, most of the time we've been in the Europa League because of these dickheads. But when we've been in the Champions League, Barcelona, PSG, Juventus, we've played all these teams. The agreement comes on the eve of plans to introduce a new format for the Champions League. UEFA has put forward changes to increase the number of competing teams in Europe's top club knockout competition from 32 to 36. So that was them trying to stop this Super League from happening, increasing the competition. They didn't want to kill it so that it was just, yeah, you lot can all be in this competition every single year. And they did try to do it on a how many European Cups have you won, but some teams vetoed it. Let's have a guess who they are: Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, on the basis that they wouldn't be qualifying for it. It's all about money. It's all about money. And the proposed amendments also include an overhaul of the group stage into a single table as opposed to the current groups of 4 clubs. Now with this, it turns into like the Super League proposals are basically 2 divisions of 10 teams where the top 3 go into the quarterfinals. Then whoever is the last couple of spots in those groups get into the playoffs for a spot in the quarterfinals. Then they continue, and that's every year. There's no incentive for clubs to do well in the league. If you're not winning it, and look, Man City have got unlimited resources, they can just do what they want. The Glazers could think, fuck this, we've got our money now. As long as we survive in the Premier League, we've got this Super League money. We don't even need to be successful anymore. We don't even need to compete in our leagues. It devalues the league straight away. They're going to be resting players. Managers will start resting players for Premier League games and not even caring about them no more. Because the financial success will be all about the Super... Oh my God. They're turning the Premier League into the Carabao Cup. The proposed amendments, I've read that. The alterations will be decided... Alright, forget that. A statement from the ECA, which is the European Club Association, released on Sunday, said it strongly opposed the closed Super League model, which has been reported on. The organisation has made clear its desire to work with UEFA on amending the structure of European club football from 2024 onwards. There have been reports of a breakaway league for a number of years, and the speculation returned in January, with several media reports that a document had been produced outlining plans for a 20-team league. Richard Masters of the Premier League, who's the CEO, has said, "We do not and cannot support such a concept. Under Premier League rules, which all clubs sign up to, a club needs prior written approval from the Premier League board to enter another competition, not including the Champions League, Europa League, EFL Cup, FA Cup, Community Shield, or competitions sanctioned by the county association of which it is a member." Boris Johnson has also made a statement saying it's damaging for football. Now, the government have stood by while these takeovers and these fit and proper tests and all these bollocks, and the Premier League as well, have stood by why the Glazers took over Manchester United without adding a penny to the club, and other dodgy takeovers that have taken place. They've been responsible, so they can't fucking complain now when what they've built and what they've allowed to happen is now biting them in the arse. You shouldn't have allowed these guys to come over here and take over all these clubs. Take them further away from the fan bases and now take them further away from you. You're just gutted because the money ain't there for you. That's all this is now. We're seeing Sky Sports, get on their high horse and, obviously all these people come out with opinions and you expect it. But Sky Sports are part of the problem too, and they'll be there bidding for the rights. BT Sport will be there bidding for the rights. The only reason they're gutted is because they've got rights in the Premier League and in the Champions League. And now their money and their pocket's going to be hit. They'll be first at the door for the Super League rights. If they could get them. There's already talk that's already done. The FA has not ruled out taking any legal action over the proposals and has indicated that they will block any requests from teams to join such a league. The PFA, the FSA, which is the Football Supporters Association, a number of supporters clubs, prominent figures in the game, including Sir Alex Ferguson, Gary Neville, have voiced their disapproval of the project. Earlier on Sunday, UEFA released a joint statement personally sanctioned by the government's governing body's president, Alexander Ceferin, with the FA, Premier League, La Liga and Serie A, as well as the Spanish and Italian football federations, which blasted the plans. So they've all come out against this, which you would expect, because it's devaluing what they have in place. Now, this is going to continue. You're going to hear talk about deductions. You're already hearing talk about Manchester United and all these teams that are part of this not being able to play in the Champions League next season. So we might not see this competition start until well later, like 2024, 25, 26 or whatever. And Manchester United will not be in the Champions League. So as it stands, in the Champions League next season, Leicester, West Ham, Everton and Leeds as the table stands, because you have to take these 6 teams out of the equation because they will be banned from the Champions League for next season. We could, and we're hearing things about, obviously probably won't come to this, but you're hearing worst case scenarios of them being kicked out of the league, the domestic leagues. So then is this going to start forcing these guys into making a league which is, forget the Champions League, we're going to replace the Premier League and Serie A and La Liga. This is going to keep developing. We're going to hear court cases. We're going to hear this. We're going to hear that. We're going to hear people getting sued. We're going to hear all sorts. And I also want to hear from you. I got loads of super chats to catch up on. So Selection says Bayern, PSG denied it. AC Milan are there. Definitely a money grab. I think all clubs involved will get 3 billion for interior infrastructure. It is nuts, says Selection. B. Appa says all fan bases must unite, take large scale action and cut off the flow of money where it hurts them, or this will happen. Hashtag boycott football. Jerome T. Green says if they won't let players play for the international teams, England and Spain in particular are finished as national teams with big players in the Super League. We've also got another one from... hang on, how come I can't get that out? From Selection. Oh, now it's just disappeared completely. I'll try and get the last one up. I think is it blank? He says, or she says, sorry, I can honestly see this going through. There will be some kind of compromise. The Premier League needs the big 6 teams for obvious reasons. So does the Champions League. The Champions League's not going to have them though. Unless you mean just for next season. Which even then, I just really can't see it happening because they're going to have to stand up to this. But this is incredible. Look, someone asked me earlier, are you going to go to games still? I mean, I still go to Premier League games. But the Super League, I don't know. Do we as fans all come together and boycott the Super League? Do we all not watch it, not go to games? I tell you something though, they don't care about us going to games. What this pandemic has shown them is they don't need fans in the stadium because the money, the finances surrounding, the financing surrounding the TV revenues and stuff like that are incredible. Can you stop everyone from watching it? We can stop maybe the fans from turning up to games. Can you stop everyone from watching it? I'm not sure at all about that one. I think it's something that will be spoken about and discussed in the next couple of weeks. And I'll be amplifying any discussions. Maybe we can get a few chats going with other fans on here. See what everyone's thinking. But it's going to have to take something like that. And even then, will you stop it? It looks like it's gone too far. The NFL tried this with the World League and failed. I am in the US looking for a mega Super Bowl setup coming. Hella cash, says Ian. Thank you for the super chats. Tommy says surely the players will protest this or put in transfer requests if they can't play for their national sides. You would think no. That is something, but then they don't get paid much to play for their international teams. Their contracts are with their clubs. So unless they want to get paid the money that they're on, and remember the World Cups, if you're excluding these players from the World Cup and the Euros and everything, then those are going to be devalued. So they're going to have less money to offer them. So how do they maneuver around that when, they don't pay them as much as their clubs? So they're slaves to their clubs. Do these players then leave to go to clubs that aren't in the Super League just so they can play for for their club, but then you won't be playing in the Super League, which is apparently the best competition. The only way this can happen is if it can't happen now. It seems like if there's enough protests to make it not happen, but will that work? It'd be interesting to hear what comes out over the next couple of days. You know, it's not surprising to see the German clubs steer well clear away from it. I wouldn't be surprised to see PSG, AC Milan come round to it sooner or later. But yeah, it's crazy news, man. Every time I've seen these rumours in the past, I've always just thought, it's not going to happen. Surely it can't happen. Surely it can't happen. And when this news broke, I didn't even think about going live because I keep thinking that it's not true. But you're seeing statements from the Premier League, UEFA, FIFA, from all the clubs. The clubs are tweeting about it. You know, it's happening. It's happening. Now, what happens next? What's the reaction from the Premier League? What's the reaction from FIFA, UEFA? What's the reaction then, subsequently, by the clubs? What is going to be the reaction to this now? It's all going to be crazy. But I still can't believe that you've got a European Super League that will hold Tottenham. Tottenham in a European Super. That is a reason alone not to make it happen. No Bayern Munich. No Celtic. No AC Milan. What? How is that? It's not the Super League. It's not the best thing about then if those teams ain't in it. And if... yeah, forget it. Stuart Bell says, remember the first division, you reap what you sow. I disagree because when the Premier League happened, yes, it was great financially for the clubs. But what you also saw was anybody could get into it. There's only been a handful of clubs that have always been in the Premier League. You know, it's not been 20 clubs that have always been in the Premier League. Teams in the Championship can get... like, you've got Barnsley who are potentially going to come back to the Premier League. They're in the possibly... you know, they're in the playoffs. Obviously, a long way to go. They're in the playoff spots as it stands. But, you know, those things can happen still. You have... the playoffs are so good because you can get to the Premier League. You know, you just... those things can't happen in this Super League. So it's not the same. Yes, you can look at Sky being involved in the way the Premier League was launched and, you know, how the game changed after that. But ultimately, it helped improve the game, and that money, however, you know, whether it was fair or not, it did trickle down in some sense to the other leagues. You have parachute payments for clubs in the Championship. So there was more fairness. It didn't kill competition. You know, it didn't kill competition. This kills competition. This kills dreams of being in the Champions League or dreams of winning the European Cup. Believe it says this is just posturing. Chill out. I don't know, man. They seem real serious about it. Simple fact. Love to Coach says no Celtic, wise up. You can say that, but they've won the European Cup. Aston Villa have won the European Cup. Nottingham Forest have won the European Cup. All these teams that have won the European Cup, and Arsenal and Tottenham and Man City are in the Super League. That don't make sense. AC Milan ain't in the Super League. That don't make sense. Don't make sense, man. Giroud says, I think I'm done with football. I imagine a lot of people are feeling that way at the moment. Sad day for football, says Ron Lado. Do I keep saying they're not? Oh, shit. Sorry, man. AC Milan are. It's because in the initial reports, it said they weren't. So it looks like they are now. So, sorry. Obviously, I caught up on that late. Super League could net Milan 350 million euros. What's the reaction to it going down now anyway? Let's see what some of these quotes are coming out from the various competitions. What has been announced? So this is good from The Athletic, which is like a compilation. What has been announced? 12 of Europe's leading clubs have today come together to announce they have agreed to establish a new midweek competition called the Super League. In a nutshell, no more Champions League for the following clubs: Man United, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Barca, Real, Atletico, Inter, AC Milan, and Juventus. How will it work? No Bayern Munich, by the way. How will it work? The clubs say that 15 founding clubs, 12 have reached agreement, plus 5 they expect to join, will be joined from 5 other teams who qualify each season. 5 teams! That's bullshit. They say the games will be played in midweek starting in August, with teams playing home and away fixtures in 2 groups of 10, with the top 3 in each group qualifying for the quarterfinals. Will clubs still be able to play in domestic competitions? The Super League clubs say that they will continue to compete. UEFA, the Premier League, and other European leagues, however, said in a joint statement that this would not be the case. So as it stands, and I know a lot of this will change, and I know a lot of this is posturing, and I know a lot of this is going to go backwards and forwards and all this, that and the other, but as it stands, we are not in the Champions League next year. Despite finishing second, we're not in the Champions League next year. We might be in the Super League if they're forced to bring it forward because, or whatever. But the Super League wasn't expected to start as soon as this season coming. So as it stands, we're not in the Champions League next year. And we're not even in the Premier League. Because it's possible they could tell us to fuck off because of this. Now, I can't imagine there being I can't imagine that eventually being the case. I think some sort of resolution will be had, but the Super League ain't it. Banning teams from competing ain't it. Blocking it out ain't it. It's just not it. Like, that's not football. It's not football. I'd imagine everyone would be against this. All fans would come together to be against this. I can't see anyone being for this. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. Alright, Arsenal and Tottenham fans might be for it because there'll be European competition. Apart from that, I don't know. Let's see what's saying in the comments. 3 more teams will get added, says Selection. I think more teams were offered the opportunity but rejected, hence why I think Spurs and Arsenal were added. All that work the players and staff put in this year to show progress, get back into the Champions League, gone because of greed. Wonders how the players feel, says Joe Curcurio. And Daniel also chucked in a super chat. My list won't go down that far. Saying, wonder if this affects players' current contracts. Fucking hell. The Glazers, man. It's no surprise these lot have got their fucking horrible mitts all over it. The leeching bastards. Of course they're involved right at the forefront, innit? Dragging Manchester United through the muck. I hope this shit fails. I genuinely hope this shit fails. But me knowing how the world is, I imagine in a couple of years this will be the norm, unfortunately. And you're killing football, you're killing the game, you're killing the Premier League, and you're only going to see these teams get... It's going to become like the World Cup's competitive because, you know what to... You know other teams can get in there that you haven't seen in a World Cup. But in the sense that you always know France, Germany, these man's going to be in there. It's going to be the same now. It's just going to be every year... AC Milan. There's only going to be like 10, 11, 12 teams that people are going to care about. It's going to be stupid. It's no point. I don't want to play them like every season. It's special when you don't play them every season. It's special because playing Real Madrid is special because of how many European Cups they've won. Playing AC Milan in like San Siro, all the history there, their European Cups. Like playing against them, even in the Europa League this season, was special. It made the Europa League good. You ain't making the Super League good. It's not happening. It's not happening. Just not happening. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep your comments coming in. Borderlands Bandit says they have UEFA and the FA by the balls now. You love United, hate Glazers, says Sean. They have you, yeah. Oh man, they definitely have. Boycotting football, says Jamie RT. Premier League killed football. Why are people so surprised, says Cameron. I think we're not surprised and we're surprised. The surprise comes from the fact that we've heard these rumours for so long and many of us didn't expect it to come true. The surprise is just shown by the mere fact maybe that I'm live at 1 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what's going on. But I'm proper gutted by the news, man. Properly gutted. It's just a bit shit, innit? It's just a bit shit. I'm well on board with with not going to them games. I didn't even want to go back to football anyway. Like, going back to games at Old Trafford with like 5k in the stadium, that's shit. I don't want to go to that anyway. I don't want to go back to like 70,000. But now it's like, what is the Super League? Like, no more Champions League anthem ever again. What the fuck is all that about? Premier League's going to be shit. Today was weird in that the game was overshadowed by it because that's all you could think of. But today's probably the last time we see a game. Like, football's just fucked, innit? Football is on its arse. Like I said on the kickoff the other week, game's gone. Game's absolutely gone. Mackenzie John with the super chat says, I'm so vexed. Bring our old United back. Vex. Yeah, and that's the worst thing. These bastards are at the front of it. You know, like, why couldn't we be the club that were like, Bayern Munich, we're not involved, lads. We're going to keep out of this. We'll save the Premier League. Give us all the P's in the Premier League, we'll save that. Like, why couldn't we be those fucking heroes? Instead, we got these dickhead Glazers fucking... Oh, man. Fuck off. We're not getting rid of them as well. We're not getting rid of them. We're not getting rid of them. Maybe Erling Haaland will be going to Leeds now because they'll be in the Champions League next season. Because as it stands, UEFA are saying none of the founding clubs of the Super League will be in the Champions League next season. That means the current top four, if you exclude those teams, Man United, Man City, etc., would be Everton, West Ham, Leicester, and Leeds. They could be the teams in the Champions League next season. Are Bayern Munich in now? I know PSG ain't in. Are Bayern Munich ain't in? Because they know their fans will riot. They know it. The German fans are on it. They're all pretty... Apart from RB Leipzig, where it's, you know, owned by Red Bull, them lot are on it. So, yeah, really can't believe this. I want to run to you. Anyway, with that Wayne Rudy tweet. I wonder what promotion will look like in the wake of this. Do 10 clubs go up now? Also, what is a player's incentive to really play for these clubs? Maybe there's no playoffs anymore. Everyone goes up. Giving out promotions like Oprah. No Ajax. How can Ajax not be in it, mate? Bayern are in. Are Bayern in? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Not Bayern Munich. Please not Bayern Munich. Spain are moving quick on this one, you know. There's lots coming out from Spain. Thank you to Elliot Hackney in the, in the kickoff group for posting all these stories. Elliot has posted more saying, oh, fuck, why isn't it opening on here? Right, can I get my WhatsApp up on my laptop? Oh, here we go. 3 more teams will be promoted. Oh, shit. This is the Telegraph reporting this. 3 more teams will be promoted in La Liga and Serie A next season. 6 more teams will be promoted in the Premier League. Does that mean we're fucking out? United relegated. Where to, though? Shit, we're going to have to start at the bottom, you know, again. Obviously, this is just posturing by both, but I doubt it will actually come to that. And I expect there'll be meetings and stuff, but some big power struggle going on right now. Some big power struggle. Let's see what the Telegraph article's saying right here. Right. I bet it's behind a paywall or something like that. Of course it is. Oh, no, it's not. Right. Where is it? Yeah, man. We can't. Oh my God. FIFA release a statement. Corrupt bastards. Jamie Carragher tweeted Liverpool saying, "What an embarrassment we've become." It's good that, Gary Neville coming out against United, Jamie Carragher coming out. Unfortunately, it won't have much of an impact. You got these clubs that form the Super League quitting. These quitting the European Clubs Association. Divine Chandra Pala says, economic sense. Look at what's happening in the IPL or the NFL as a model. Owners want that money. It'll happen. Small clubs will get one-off bailout. But how do those small clubs become part of the big clubs? How does it happen? How? It doesn't. Super League is a... Whoa, this is the first comment I've ever heard of someone saying it's a positive thing, so listen up. Nathan says with the super chat, Super League is a positive thing. People need to realise that if not for the league, UEFA and FIFA would continue to take all the money. Change is due. Change is fine if it doesn't exclude the football pyramid. These are excluding the football pyramid. How do you become a team that plays with these in that? You can't. It just don't happen. Esto Como with the super chat says Arsenal in 9th and not a care in the world where they finish because they are about to receive 3.5 billion for joining that BS league. Also Bayern are not in. I think it's 3.5 billion which is shared between those clubs, which is still a substantial amount of money at the start, and then they keep getting that money rolling through, but that's what it is, I think. Lewis Taylor says, killing my love for United, betraying local fans, costs will go up, support other lower league teams, Salford, FC United, Rochdale, Oldham. Salford are owned by Peter Lim and Gary Neville and that, and I'm pretty sure if those... Like, the thing with football owners is, they're all hypocrites. If they were invited to the Super League, they'd all be turning up, cap in hand, looking for the payout. So, that's the problem. Football owners would all probably do it. Aaron says, the rest of the football pyramid has always been excluded, but how have they? These guys are literally cutting themselves away from the rest. Literally. This is turning into a WWE storyline, says Peter Home. I'm sure you've seen, well, some of you would have seen that thread on Twitter. If you haven't, make sure you go check it out. Love of the game is gone, says Faris. Boycott the Super League, says Disciple of Ali. Everyone wants the money, says Straight Pat. A real Bobby Dazzler. If it saves clubs, I'll make do with it. I don't think it will save clubs. Up the Bundesliga, says Rob. Are we all going to a Bayern Munich game? Oh, God. It's fucked, man. It's fucked. Oh, man. I might do a steer and just make a team as well. And see how that turns out. Leicester City has won the Premier League, says Sniper Camel. Is it too late for this league to fail, says Scott. The sad thing is, guys, it doesn't feel like it's too late. That's the sad thing. It feels like it's gone too far to not happen now. And I never thought it would get to this situation. I never thought it would. So, got it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll have some more videos tomorrow. I'm going to do a video with Jay and Joel, get their thoughts on all this lot as well. We'll have some more stuff coming up. We've no midweek game this week, so we'll get some different types of videos going. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. Football is finished. Game's gone. I'm out of here.